Evening, it's George Heller, Misty South Poles. Tonight, well, I don't know, I guess it's tonight. I'm going to talk about some timeless fence corners and how we install them in the swamp. So, what we got here is a bundle of slabs from the sawmill. I actually bought these to burn in the wood stove a couple winters ago, and I haven't really burned them yet. These are just basswood slabs. They're pretty lousy. But what we did is it's really muddy up there and right here. So I brought the bundle of slabs coming down the fence line here with the bobcat and the forks and stopped here where it starts getting soft. It started getting really soft right there. Dumped it off, cut the bands. And then we just laid out a bunch of slabs here and then drove on top of them. And since we needed to be spinning around, we had some 3/4 inch plywood from a job, and so we laid that down for doing our spinning around on, because otherwise you'd get all these slabs right in your tracks and it'd be a bad deal. So you can see here it's pretty sloppy. But so what we did is we augured our holes in with the bobcat, and then we just filled them up with bag mix, with concrete bag mix. Let's see if this is hard. It's getting there. Yeah. I'll put it in there. So those are completely filled with concrete there, these 3 holes here. So even though this is like jelly here, I mean, when things move, it bounces around when you're on it. It's like a waterbed, kind of boggy here. But yeah, we got it in there. So this would be our furthest north and east corner of our farm. That's actually it right there. That's property marker. The neighbor had his 40 surveyed, so that was kind of nice. Had something to go off of between his property and mine. The rest of the land, we've got this creek running along it, and then an existing fence line on the south line, so it wasn't too hard. But this was nice to have this property line right here and be able to go by it. So we actually, go to the center of the road. So, and then it goes, feet's getting wet. Then it goes down, this fence line goes, I don't know, almost half a mile, probably about a half a mile over to the west, and then it heads south from there. But just been out checking. We're going to start pulling wire tomorrow, so I got a couple curves. I was checking the curves with the string to make sure the wire would pull good. So we're going to start pulling that. But I mean, you can see I'm pretty anxious to get them over here because there's a lot of grass in here. This grass is over my head right here. This is some Reed's Canary grass. And all along the creek on this whole property, which is the whole north end and the whole west side, is all Reed's Canary. And there's a big, huge portion on the south end that's Reed's Canary. And it's all big and tall like this. So if I can get them in here before the frost, I can get a good graze on all this nice Reed's Canary grass. After the frost, it's not very good forage anymore, so we want to try to get it before the frost. And it gets some kind of a acid in it. I think it's prussic acid. Someone will probably correct me, but I think it's prussic acid gets built up in it when it freezes, and then you don't want to graze it for a little while because it'll get your cattle sick. So this is heading south that way, and this heads south 1/4 mile to a corner, and then it heads east 1/4 mile to the road, and then goes south 1/4 mile, and then all the way back about 3/4 mile to the west. So it's a pretty good chunk of land, and we've got fence around the whole perimeter of it. So we're going to utilize 90% for sure, I think. on the grazing operation. So yeah, but we got timeless fence, non-conductive posts all the way around. Got them out of Greenville, Tennessee. Great company. Happen to be a reseller for them, so if anybody's looking for some fencing materials, products, posts, corners, I love these New Zealand corners. I wouldn't do anything different than these right here. This is the cat's meow. You get your whole, you pre-put them together. They come with the hardware. They're pre-cut. Everything. All you gotta do is bolt them together. It's like a erector set. You know, just bolt it together, ready to go. Drill your holes, stick them in, pour the concrete in. Now you don't have to fill these with concrete if you're in good ground. I filled these because we're in a bog. But if you're in good ground, you just need, I put 2 bags in the corner and 1 on each of those braces. And so those braces are 7 feet long from that point all the way down into the ground there. And then same thing with that, that's 7 feet from there all the way to the bottom that's in the ground. So we've got about 3 feet sticking in the ground on each of those. So it's in their ways. They're pretty solid. I've got a bunch on the other farm, and they've been in 3 years, and I'm really happy with them. And I couldn't be happier with these timeless posts. I spend virtually no time working on fence besides when I'm building it for the first time. After I got it built, it's pretty much a done deal. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna start pulling wire and try to get this thing ready for cattle. So yeah, take one look at these posts again. It's best corner you're gonna get right there for high tensile fence, non-conductive. Yeah, check it out. If you guys need anything fence wise, give me a shout. I'll put my email on the description, and I'll also put a link to the grazing school in September. We're gonna be doing some fencing talk there too. So yeah, so if everybody's having a good night, and thanks for watching.